down. Everybody calm down. It's only Mark Hamill. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Do you know how hard it is to follow that score by John Williams? It's not easy.
Luke, I am your mother. Hello. Good morning.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
People are a little excited around here.
Well, that's good. It's good to be excited. It's good to be excited on Election Day.
Right? Blue Wave Day.
The good news is I feel very confident today. For the Democrats. The bad news is I haven't felt this confident since 2016.
Yes, exactly. As I've said, a weird mix of optimism and gastrointestinal distress.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, Nate Silver was so accurate in the earlier elections that we were all stunned, of course.
Yeah.
My big thing on 2016, we had some neighbors and friends over for the returns, and my thing was just how early it would end.
Right.
I had planned, after this, we're going to watch The Honeymooners. We're going to watch Laurel and Hardy. And, an hour and a half later, people were just stunned. And I think we still are in a state of shock over what's happened to this country.
Now, I know one thing that can make it better. I believe you were already doing the Joker voice for my screener, Tess. Yes?
Well, I was doing the Joker voice what now?
You were doing the Joker voice for our screener, were you already?
Yes, she asked me. Tess asked me, can you do the Joker voice?
You are the only thing that has made Trump tweets at all tolerable.
That is so much fun for me because what happened was I would read these tweets, and I haven't played the Joker since, the early 90s.
Right.
I recognize really good, demented dialogue, that have no internal cohesion, that are just unhinged. Come on. When you call the overrated Meryl Streep, you go, really? The overrated Meryl Streep? How could I not? It was just, they begged to be interpreted by the Joker, but I haven't done it in a long time because, they're fun, but they sort of make me slightly nauseous.
Yes, I don't blame you. Well, so they had to, his ad was too racist for Fox News, which is saying a lot. This is the guy that got out and killed the cop, although George Bush is the one that let him go. Actually, Joe Arpaio. But that's the ad, implying that he's someone in a caravan.
How NBC ran that in the football game is beyond me, but I think they've seen the light and said, we're not going to run that again. But
I have to play this for you. Maybe you can do this as the Joker, but this is his employing his patented Pee Wee Herman strategy. Here he is.
Well, a lot of things are offensive. Your questions are offensive a lot of times, so
Yes, a lot of things are offensive. You're offensive. You're causing the violence, not me. You just think it's like having a toddler in the house with a loaded gun. You get up every morning and look online and say, what has he done now? It's scary, but...
He's a drunken toddler, really. It's
boy.
Toddler's gotten into the gun rack and to the liquor cabinet at the same time.
It's just, and then he's still got Obama in his head with, everyone has to admit that my lines are much longer than his. Really? Okay.
He's so sad.
I went right online and looked up the facts, and let me see if I see it now. He has 55.4 million Twitter followers, and Obama has 104 million.
Oh,
dear. Yeah, and according to 170 members of the American Political Science Association, Obama is rated number 8 of all U.S. presidents, and he, of course, is deadless. So there you are. And my hashtag was nice try, Tiny. I was going to do a Stormy Daniels joke, and I said, Mark, don't go there. Stick with the facts. Don't get into that. But I know that must have galled him so deeply. That's why he, came up with that wonderful nickname for her, Horseface. Seriously, I remember when we were watching the debates, and I said to my wife, did he just reference his genitalia in a debate? This is the thing. The outrage it's so consistent that nothing sticks. we can't find this guy's kryptonite. I mean, I remember when the Hollywood Access tapes came out, I said, okay, it's over. I wrote it down. He's losing the evangelicals. There's no way he can win. And he keeps coming back like one of those creatures in a horror film that you can't kill.
Yeah. But I said we need Ann Archer to shoot him in the bathtub. We just, you know what I mean? Not literally, everybody.
Here's an example. The 19-page expose in the New York Times about his tax fraud.
Right.
The fact that, everything about him is phony. I got a small $1 million loan that I paid back with interest. Well, no. In today's dollar, he got more than $400 million. I said, well, like any other politician would be decimated by this report, and yet it's a 2-day story, and we're on to something else. So that's the only scary thing. Nothing sticks to him, and we can't find his kryptonite.
Well, you know what I think? His name might be Mueller, is all I'm saying. His name might be Mueller.
And of course, the rumor is, he's politely waiting, unlike Comey, till after the election to issue his report. So
that's what I think. I am happy clappy, Mark. Here's what I think. Remember that horrible value jet that crashed in the Everglades in Florida many years ago? That value jet that crashed in the Everglades many years ago. I think that's going to be Trump's week. I think there's going to be a blue tsunami today, and when he survives that, like some of the people in value jet survived the crash and then they were eaten by alligators.
Oh God!
So I think Mueller is the alligator in this scenario. Like he may survive the blue tsunami today. Yeah.
Well, who knows? I mean, the scary thing is when you're able to convince such a large section of the population that it's fake news.
Right.
I mean, who does that? Despots and dictators, the Lugenpresse. Then anything that they come out with, he's got his base. But so interesting that he would cling to that base and play to that base rather than what prior presidents would do, which would be try to unite the rest of America. Although I have to admit, he has united me with people like Jennifer Rubin, Anna Navarro, Nicole Wallace. I wrote them down. Steve Schmidt, David Jolly, Rick Wilson, Max Boot.
Right.
I mean, people that before I would never have agreed with. So that's the thing, the reasonable Republicans. And by the way, your father would probably be considered a liberal Democrat if he were
and Goldwater
today.
Yeah, no, listen, Mark, I had to speak the words last week. You are right, Bill Kristol. I had to speak those words on this show.
I know.
And then my spleen exploded.
That's an oxymoron. Bill Kristol, you're right. So, but in that regard, you think, well, there is some hope because there are still reasonable Republicans that, it's the Trump party now. It's not the Republican Party. And boy, I have my fingers crossed. And we have some stars today between Stacey Abrams and Andrew Gillum and Beto O'Rourke. These people are the real superstars of tomorrow.
And you have you had good points on Twitter. You said don't just vote against Trump lackey Devin Nunes, whose priority is protecting his boss from the Russia investigation. Vote for first-time politician Andrew Jans, who actually deserves the job. Yes. You said don't vote against Representative Chris Collins just because he's a Trump toady who's out on bail for insider trading and been declared a flight risk. Vote for Nate McMurray, who will protect Social Security, Medicare.
So that's my feeling is, you always go for the optimistic candidate who offers a positive vision and not, the fact that they're using the scary brown people at our border, not even at our border, 1,000 miles away? It's just crazy.
Yep.
And we've had that before. They're not going to come. I was so proud of Shepard Smith, the Fox News anomaly, who said, no one's coming to hurt you. There's no danger. How he survives at that.
A lot of old people going, huh?
But what about his fellow workers at Pravda? They must be shocked.
Can I just say I love how you Twitter troll the president? You said yesterday, I get some pretty intense hate tweets in response, but never block those who send them. Even the guy who wrote, "It makes me happy that you're old and will die soon."
Yes. Well, that I had to admire that tweet because I thought it's so crafted to wound me deeply that I liked it just to bewilder him. Because, why give them the satisfaction like, oh, I nailed the guy, and then if you like it, it just scares them. I don't comment on it, but I will occasionally like a really well-crafted hate tweet.
It's like we've elected a Twitter troll. I mean, he's a Breitbart comment section. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Again, I mean, his priorities, it's just bizarre. I mean, every time he lowers the bar and you think that's as low as he can get, he finds a new way to go even lower. So.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Hang on a second, because I've said this. There's the hate and the incitement of violence and the trees and all that.
Right.
Mark, that's not important now. Just the stupid. I'm not sure how much we can endure the pure unadulterated stupid anymore, right? This is what he said. Hang on a second. He disputed a recent federal government report finding that human activity is the cause of climate change, but also said he's not seen the report.
Listen, I'll tell you, here's a good little exercise for aspiring actors. Get a transcript of one of his interviews and then attempt to speak it out loud, because there's mangled syntax. He speaks like a seventh grader, and he's so ahead of himself. There's incomplete sentences. I mean, he's going to say braggadocio, but he doesn't finish it out, and it's like a pinball machine. He just bounces from idea to idea. And one thing I find fascinating, and I think that's why mockery is so effective. Michael Moore talked about that. Is that his Achilles heel is that he has absolutely no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Now, I remember back in the 80s, I was doing a lot of theater, and I first became aware of him in the press, because, he had so many, John Bannon and all of his PR guys. I put John Bannon in quotation marks. But you've heard tapes of him posing as his own PR
sure.
guy.
John Barron.
Yes, it's so clearly him. And I found him highly amusing. I mean, what's not funny about a blowhard egomaniac with zero self-awareness? I mean, it's inherently funny. What ended it for me was 2011 when he went full birther. That really, I said, okay, that's a deal breaker right there.
Yep.
And for us, I mean, talking about young people, how could it be more important to have someone who believes in science guiding our policies? To see him reverse all of these clean air and clean water regulations, and I'm an old guy. I mean, I've been here.
And apparently are going to die soon, according to Twitter.
Of course, according to Twitter. But if you're in your 20s and you have the ability to vote and you have your whole future ahead of you and your children's future ahead of you, it couldn't be more important. Now, I don't know if I'm the best person to judge this, because I've always been this way. I mean, I've never not voted.
Right.
And I remember even back then, because the statistics for the millennials are horrible. I forget what it is. It's like 27%.
But not this time. This time they really are. It looks to be that they're really turning out.
Are those numbers higher?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Because
listen, you cranky old bastard, just settle down. All right, listen. Before we go, I have to, because you've been talking about. I have to read what he actually said about the climate report.
Okay.
Maybe you can do a joke.
Sure.
On this. I want everyone to report whatever they want, but ultimately, I'm the one that makes the final decision on whether there's climate change. Okay, I can give you reports where people very much dispute that. You do have scientists that very much dispute it. He also made his prediction first outlined last month that climate will just change back. And that current warming will reverse. He did not provide any evidence for the claim. He said, is there climate change? Yeah. Will it go back like this? I mean, will it change back? Probably. That's what I think. Making a wave motion with his hand.
Yeah. Well, he used to tweet all the time when it would snow in New York. Hey, where are all those global warmers now? Because, again, he thinks that extreme weather has nothing to do with climate change. I mean, when they called it global warming, if it snowed outside, that was, proof that the scientists were wrong.
Yeah.
Listen,
exactly.
That's always been, again, a deal breaker for me. If you're a science climate change denier, why discuss anything further? I can't.
Mark Hamill tweets, the most important election in our lifetime so far. Just vote.
Yes.
Today. Do you have a final fear-mongering message from Trump as the Joker to try to... Because that's basically their closing argument is boo!
I ain't afraid of no moolah. Because even if he comes out with pictures of me having shot the Lindbergh baby, no one will believe them.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. We love you, Mark Hamill.
I love you all back. Keep fighting the good fight.
You too, honey.
All right.
You love you. There he goes. Come on. That was really fun. And I'm not
my
as big a
God.
nerd as you guys.
That just
Still
happened.
red. Travis is
I've
still
been red the
bright
whole
red.
time.
Luke. Ooh, he was the droid we've been looking for. 21 minutes after the hour. Stephanie Miller Show.